There we go.
All right.
So since the last game, or since the Giant game that we went to, what was good about what you saw about the Giants and what was bad? Let's talk about what's good.
What was good was, despite the defense being depleted, and I mean basically half their starters are injured, they actually played well. You know, even though with the faking injuries and stuff like that, that was kind of uncalled for. I don't know if you've seen that, but you got to see it on SportsCenter. They kind of just fell, and like that's a whole other topic. But despite having half of their defense, half of their starters hurt, very impressive. Not to say they were impressive, you know, like they weren't impressive, but they were impressive despite the odds stacked against them. You know, good heads up play by Michael Boley to get that backwards pass and running for a touchdown when no one else kind of was you know, watching. What else was good? Pretty much it. I would say the average. They were very average on offense. Eli Manning started 2 of 11. He finished 16 of 18. So, you know, he stepped his game up later. But, you know, it all balances out to great and crappy. So, a crappy beginning, a great finish, and average quarterback. That's what it balances out to. So,
Now, I would say personally, because I was there, my assessment was I felt that the defense did a lot better than the offense. I felt that the defense won the game for them.
yeah, I agree.
I'm not a huge football fan, but
and
that's what I
sad
said.
because I mean, yeah, the Giants, you know, they got a different offensive line. They got rid of 2 of their offensive linemen. You know, Steve Smith's not there. Kevin Boss is not there. You know, all their receivers are hurt. Manningham got a concussion. Hickson tore his ACL in that game. But the bottom line is, look at the difference between Eli Manning and Peyton Manning. The impact, the difference in impact. Look at Peyton Manning. He's out. The team looks horrendous. Like, horrendous. Like, they don't even know how to play anymore. And he's only one man. That's the impact that he has on the game. If you put Peyton Manning back on that team, they win 10-plus games, go to the playoffs, and have a chance for a Super Bowl. One guy. Eli Manning is still on the field. He's still on the field. Peyton Manning's had a lot of change on his team. A lot. You know, you have Marvin Harrison no more. You got Reggie Wayne. You got Pierre Garçon. All these guys. Well, Reggie Wayne is not new, but he's the stud now. But Pierre Garçon, Tammy, the tight end Tammy, when the other tight end got hurt. It doesn't matter who's on the field with Peyton Manning. He makes it happen for you. He says, run the route, you will get the ball perfect. Eli Manning, he's got great players around him. Yeah, he's lost a couple pieces, but Hakeem Nicks is a good receiver. Mario Manningham is a good receiver. Offensive line, 3 out of the 5 guys are from last year. The 2 guys they brought in, they're pretty good. They're not, you know, scrubs. They still have Jacobs. They still have Bradshaw. It's not like, you know, they've lost their offensive pieces, you know, to the point where he's a $100 million quarterback. He's supposed to make up the difference. That's the difference. When you guys got like Michael Jordan on the team, he had Scottie Pippen with him. Horace Grant. They weren't... Scottie Pippen was probably... He's a superstar. Horace Grant was a very good player. But what was the difference? It was Michael Jordan. He willed the team. He made them feel like we have the greatest player on the planet and we're going to win no matter what. Let me just play my position, play my role. Eli Manning doesn't do that. He's actually just a regular player. He's just one of the guys just fitting in. Peyton Manning, his brother, he comes on the Colts this year. Guaranteed, he probably won't play this year, so you won't be able to see it. But next year, guaranteed, Peyton Manning comes back, and the Colts, no matter who's on the team, right back to being 10-plus wins. Playoffs, right in the thick of it, ready to win the Super Bowl. That's one guy. One guy. Why isn't he good? Why can't he do that to his team? Because he sucks. That's why. He's not a good player. He's just average.
You said that he was he's 7 years in the league and that he's making the same mistakes.
Yep, and it's sad. 7 years in the game, still the same mistakes. Still not accurate with his throws. He hits. You can look every game. I do this every game. when he's done for the game, I calculate in my head around approximate how much, percentage he's completed. He averages about slightly over 60% completions. That's not good enough in the game to be an elite quarterback. You got to be 65 to 70. A couple years ago, Drew Brees was 72% completions late in the season. I think he finished like 69 point something completions. When you're at 60s, when you're at anything 60 and below, you're not an elite quarterback. You're just, ho-hum, regular, right in the middle in the thick of things. But 7 years in the game, still not accurate. He claims he goes out there like his brother and, trains with his receivers in the offseason. I don't see it. It doesn't show to me. That's one thing. The second thing, I don't know if his hand is not big enough. And if it's not, he shouldn't be a quarterback. But then he probably won't be in the league because he's a big doofus. But wobbly balls. All the time. Wobbly balls. I mean, he could throw a ball 30 times and have like 2 spirals. Perfect spirals in the game. That's unacceptable. You're a quarterback. You're a professional. $100 million. You can't throw a spiral? I should have issues like that. Because I can't grip the ball. It's too big. But if you give me a small ball, I can throw a spiral. It's not hard. Like, what's so hard about that? You're just making it harder because, 1, the ball's not cutting through the air. 2, you're going to throw the deep ball. It's not going to drop how it's supposed to. It's going to be fluttering. 3, it's not going to get there fast enough because it's not cutting through the air. It's being held up by the air. It's inaccurate. The other thing is the back foot issue. He constantly throws off his back foot. Why? Why don't you step into the throw, take the hit like a man, and throw it out of bounds? He never throws it out of bounds. He always forces it. He's like an idiot. I mean, 7 years.
What would you do as far as to discipline him? Because, I mean, 7 years and not working on, I'm assuming these are basics.
I mean, their backup quarterback is a former number 1 pick, David Carr, right? Now, he didn't pan out as a number 1 pick, but look where he's at. He's on the bench now. Obviously, Eli Manning, see, the thing that, is tough for Eli Manning is he won a Super Bowl. No matter how you slice it, whether he was the one who did it, he had the winning touchdown pass to Burris, but it was a double move, so that was kind of into the, took into account. But also, look at that Super Bowl. Watch the Super Bowl. You will see that. Here's the big thing. Justin Tuck was the MVP of that game. Why? Because Justin Tuck is a defensive end. But when he was coming up, they had Michael Strahan in his prime and O.C. Umenyiora in his prime. Well, he's not in his prime, but he was at the height of his game. He's had knee injuries, so that's kind of slowed him down a little bit. But last year he had a great year too. So, back to, business. But the point I'm making is you had 2 defensive ends who were dominant. And then you had Justin Tuck, who's a defensive end who's not going to get on the field unless he goes to defensive tackle, which he did for that game. And he dominated the Patriots guards and centers. He dominated them. He was the MVP of that game. It sucks because, he's a defensive player. Well, he only had a couple of sacks and Yeah, he didn't have the pretty play at the end where he won the game. And yeah, what a great game. But ask Tom Brady, who was in his face all game. It was Justin Tuck. It was Justin Tuck. He should have been MVP. Eli Manning, getting back to that point, that's why he's on a high pedestal and he won a Super Bowl. But he didn't win it for you. He was just a part of the team. He just happened to throw the pass. But David Carr, former number 1 pick, now on the bench. Now he's backup for the Giants. He didn't play bad in the preseason. Not saying that he faced, top elite defenses. He probably faced a lot of the second team defenses. But he did okay. He didn't turn the ball over. He did okay. It'd be nice to actually see Eli Manning get hurt. Hate to say that. It'd be nice to see him get hurt and David Carr come in and see what David Carr could do. Because he's not going to get off the bench no other way.
Just so we could clarify for your viewers, not a career-ending hurt?
No, like a knee injury where he got to sit out for a game, or a hamstring, or gets hit on the shoulder, or something that he got to sit out. His throwing hand gets hit. He can't grip the ball. Something that he got to sit out for a week. And you get to see David Carr. Then you will see the Giants play how they should play. And if they don't run the ball that week a lot, they need to reevaluate the offense coordinator, Kevin Gilbride. He is the worst play caller in the NFL from the offensive side of the ball. Worse than Mike Martz.